Well, hello! Welcome to the Sugar Freedom guest room, which is now the video recording room. My husband is a school teacher, and so he's using the office to teach his classes online. So I kind of set up the guest room as my video location, and this stream is brought to you by sugarfreedom.com. I am Catherine Gordon. I have a degree in theater from St. Mary's at the University of Notre Dame, and I've been an actor for a number of years. What we're doing now is the topic that I'm discussing is stage to screen, moving from the stage to the screen during COVID-19. There's a very lonely feeling as an actor and as a theater performer in not having any place to perform. And so we're doing unusual things. We're doing like really small audience performances. And then also we're moving our work onto YouTube, onto Facebook, onto Vimeo, wherever we can. So the thing that I want to address on these Shakespeare Sundays is the treasures of the public domain. There are so many amazing scripts and so many works of art that we as performers can use that are fully in the public domain. We can modify them, we can change the time, we can change the costumes, but as an actor, what you need is something to perform. And so I just want people to understand this wealth of material that we have. And so I want to start with Shakespeare. I'll tell you a little story. Back in March, when we went into social distancing and into quarantine, a group of friends invited me onto a Zoom of the Merchant of Venice. We just read through the Merchant of Venice. Now, I had worked on the role of Portia back when I was in college, back at St. Mary's. I did it as one of my audition pieces as I went to ERDAs and as I auditioned for graduate programs. So I ended up going to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in Pasadena. But what's fascinating is that when I first worked on Portia, I was someone who might be of the age that she was in the play. And I had all of this enthusiasm for a future in the performing arts. And now I'm coming back and I'm looking at the Merchant of Venice from a completely different point of view, and have discovered some brand new things that I want to share with you and that I think that you might enjoy as a performer or just as somebody who loves Shakespeare. So what I want to do is look at the opening of the play. So I got my big old, big Riverside Shakespeare. Here it is. I got it in my lap. And we open in Venice, like the show that Cole Porter wrote. So we're opening in Venice, and we have three characters coming on stage. We have Antonio, Salerio, and Solanio. And so what can we tell about these three names? Well, first of all, Antonio, antonym, before, he's the first person coming on. He is also the title character. It's pretty interesting. This play is not called Shylock, even for so many reasons. It is about the experience of Shylock. No, it's called The Merchant of Venice. And so this is the title character. This is Antonio. And what's interesting is that even though Antonio is the person most at risk as we come to the climax of the play, he is not really the person who's driving the action throughout the center of the play. However, very interesting to look at Antonio in terms of what we're dealing with right now in terms of COVID-19. And I just want to say something else. We have Antonio, then we have Salerio and Solano. And if you think of Salerio, sal, salt of the earth, earthy, and Solanio, sunshine. So we have our main character and we have the earth and the sun. And here's what Antonio has to say. In sooth, I know not why I am so sad. It wearies me. You say it wearies you. But how I caught it, found it, or came by it, what stuff 'tis made of, whereof it is born, I am to learn. And such a want-wit sadness makes of me, that I have much ado to know myself. It struck me so much when we read that back in March, and it strikes me so much now, because let's face it, Antonio's depressed, and he doesn't know why. I know not why I am so sad. And it makes me such a want-wit that I don't even know myself. And if you're an actor, not being able to act, not being able to get on stage, not even have the prospect and the hope or the next audition or the next thing you're going to do, it makes you a want-wit. You don't know yourself. Salerio and Solano they say to him, well, that's no big deal. We understand. I mean, your ships are at sea. You've got a lot of money at sea. I would be worried too. And he says, well, no, it's not the money. I'm not worried about the ships or the money. And so his friend says, well, then you must be in love. And he says, not no, but hell no, fi. So if you're not in love and you're not worried about your money, you are not merry. You are sad because you are not merry. And so Gratiano is going to come on and he's going to talk about you are not merry because, no, you are sad because you are not married. And you see how confused and how garbled I'm getting about the subject? It's because we don't really understand when we are depressed. And if you have dealt with depression and this kind of sadness, you don't understand where it comes from, why you feel that way. It's not money. It's not romance. It's just you don't know why you are so sad. And then Gratiano comes on with his friends with, Bassanio, and he's going to do this wonderful speech where he's essentially saying, talking to Antonio about people who are depressed. Let me give you another line from Antonio. He says, I hold the world but as the world, Gratiano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine, a sad one. So once again, that famous speech, all the world's a stage, Jacques from As You Like It, here it is again, clearly very important to state Shakespeare about the world as a stage and we're all playing a part, and Antonio is playing a sad one. And so what I would like to offer to you, and I'm going to put this on my Facebook as well and talk about this on the catbandu.com website, because that's the production company that my husband, my son, and I have used to create theater back when the theaters were open. What I would like to suggest, if you're interested in Shakespeare and doing some for yourself, would be to work on Gratiano's speech. This particular speech that I'm about to read to you it applies to everyone. It's pretty universal. So if you're a man, a woman, no matter your age, this might be a speech that might be very valuable and effective for you to work on as an actor, whether you audition with it or whether it's just simply to inform you and to inform your life. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read it. So Antonio says, here we go. I hold the world as but the world, Gratiano, a stage where every man must play a part, and mine, a sad one. And Gratiano replies, let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter let old wrinkles come, and let my liver rather heat with wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man, whose blood is warm within, sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster, sleep when he wakes, and creep into the jaundices by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and 'tis my love that speaks. There are a sort of men whose visages do cream and mantle like a standing pond, and do a wilful stillness entertain, with purpose to be dressed in an opinion of wisdom and gravity, profound conceit, as who should say, I am Sir Oracle, and when I ope my lips, let no dog bark. Oh, my Antonio, I do know of these that therefore only are reputed wise for saying nothing, when I am very sure if they should speak, would almost damn those ears which hearing them would call their brothers fools. I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not with this melancholy bait. For this fool gudgeon, this opinion, come, good Lorenzo, fare you well a while. I'll end my exhortation after dinner. And I love what Lorenzo says next. Well, we will leave you then till dinner time. I must be one of those dumb wise men, for Gratiano never lets me speak. So there it is, that speech. And if you wish, look at that speech, and I'm going to be looking at that speech. And then when I come back, I'm going to be applying just a couple of the simple techniques that I use, just 5 questions for every actor playing a character. And what we're going to do is over the next couple of weeks, we're going to see if we can improve on the reading of that particular speech by coming to understand the character better, and also by coming to understand what we're trying to do with those wonderful words of Shakespeare. Thank you for letting me share Shakespeare with you. Shakespeare Sunday. Like, share, subscribe, come back as we do more. And then I want to leave you with a little homework and assignment. If you love Shakespeare, get out Merchant of Venice. look at that speech, and you may want to try it yourself. And if you do, if you've got a channel and you want to put it up there and you want me to look at it, just, leave a comment, subscribe. I love to see other people's work. Until then, be well, take care, and remember, all all the world's a stage, and you are a player. So what kind of part do you want to play? Bye-bye, everybody.